Dear viewers, welcome to Chronicles of a Collapsing World. In the courts of men and the halls of justice, the echoes of condemnation resound. The International Court of Justice, its gavel poised to render judgment, casts a shadow of impending doom upon the land. In lands where alliances were forged, a bond as fragile as parchment tethered two unlikely allies, Hungary and China. Amidst the corridors of power, whispers of friendship intertwined with the clinking of goblets filled with wine. Yet, beneath the veneer of camaraderie lay a tale of exploitation and dissent. For as China showered Hungary with gifts of gold and promises of prosperity, the land groaned under the weight of foreign influence. The promise of electric dreams masked the specter of environmental devastation, as factories rose like monoliths, casting their shadow over the land. Thus, in the annals of time, a world once filled with promise now stood on the precipice of collapse. The threads of destiny frayed, their once proud tapestry now tattered and torn. And as the ink of history dried upon the pages, a solemn truth emerged, that even the mightiest empires are but fleeting whispers in the winds of change. And so, the world stands on the precipice of collapse, teetering on the edge of oblivion. In the fading light of civilization, the parchment of fate unfolds, its script penned with the tears of the oppressed and the blood of the innocent. In the heart of Gaza, a land torn asunder by the ravages of conflict, there dwelled merchants of old, once prosperous, now fled their homeland, seeking refuge in distant lands. Their exodus spoke of a land besieged, where the flames of war consumed all in their wake. Amidst the chaos, the cries of the displaced echoed, their dreams shattered like fragile glass. Across distant seas where ships once sailed with purpose, now lay ports in disarray. Congestion choked the lifeblood of trade, as vessels languished in the waters, burdened by the weight of uncertainty. Fluctuations in fortune and unforeseen events conspired to cripple these once thriving hubs, leaving them mere shadows of their former glory. And amidst the melodies of celebration, discord echoed in the halls of Eurovision. Israel's participation stirred the embers of controversy, igniting passions that burned with the fury of 1,000 suns. Protesters took to the streets, their banners emblazoned with cries for justice, their voices a symphony of dissent. Yet their pleas fell on deaf ears as the wheels of fate continued to turn unabated. The Committee of Monetary Guardians, in their ivory towers, sought solace in their proclamations, weaving a tapestry of excuses to justify their inaction. They spoke of falling prices and rising rents, of wage restraint and vanishing hope. Yet, beneath their rhetoric lay the truth, a truth obscured by the smoke and mirrors of deceit. Across distant shores, in the realm of the New World, the United States, a colossus of power, cast its gaze upon a world aflame. Billions of dollars flowed like rivers of gold, a tribute to allies and a bulwark against encroaching darkness. Yet, even amidst the generosity, shadows stirred. Ukraine, a land gripped by the talons of war, found itself the reluctant heir to a throne of blood and ashes. Amidst the thunder of cannons and the wail of sirens, aid poured forth like tears upon parched earth. Yet, with each shipment of weapons, each promise of defense, the specter of annihilation drew closer. Thus, the manuscript spoke of a world teetering on the brink, a world where men danced upon the precipice of oblivion, blind to the abyss yawning beneath their feet. And as the ink dried upon the page, the scribe bowed his head in silent prayer, for he knew that the end was nigh, and that the world would soon be consumed by the flames of its own making. And amidst it all, the people trembled, their faith tested, their hopes shattered like glass upon the stones of destiny. For in the twilight of the world, where empires crumbled and kings faltered, only darkness remained, a darkness that threatened to consume all in its path. Yet amidst the chaos of battle, treachery lurks in the shadows, weaving a tangled web of intrigue and betrayal. The halls of power tremble as whispers of conspiracy echo through the corridors of authority. In Ukraine, the hand of fate reaches out to claim its toll, as Sergei Leonidovich Rud is cast down from his lofty perch, his tenure as head of the State Protection Department brought to a sudden and ignominious end. Allegations of espionage and collusion cast a pall over the realm, as the specter of assassination looms ever closer to the throne. But the tempest of turmoil does not relent, for even within the chambers of governance, the seeds of corruption take root. Mykola Solsky, once a steward of Ukraine's agriculture, finds himself ensnared in the tendrils of scandal, accused of nefarious deeds that strike at the very heart of the nation's prosperity. His fall from grace is swift and merciless, as the halls of power resonate with the echoes of his demise. And so, as the ink dries upon the parchment, the tale of a world in turmoil is etched into the annals of history. In the twilight of civilization, amidst the clamor of conflict and the whispers of treachery, the once proud edifice of society stands poised upon the precipice of oblivion, its fate hanging in the balance as the sands of time slip ever closer to the abyss. As the fabric of society unravels, voices of dissent rise from the shadows, their words dripping with venom and vitriol. Dominic Cummings, a figure of erstwhile prominence, emerges from the shadows to cast aspersions upon the folly of nations. With words as sharp as swords, he condemns the folly of Western intervention, painting a grim portrait of a world teetering on the brink of collapse. As the specter of war looms large upon the horizon, Ukraine's parliament trembles beneath the weight of impending doom. In a desperate bid to shore up its defenses, laws are passed and decrees issued, compelling reluctant sons to take up arms and defend their homeland against the encroaching darkness. Yet, despite their valor, the odds seem insurmountable as Russia's juggernaut army inexorably advances, leaving naught but despair in its wake. Even in distant lands, the tremors of conflict are felt, as Poland fortifies its borders with ramparts of stone and earth, a testament to the growing fear that grips the hearts of men. Along the frontier, bunkers rise like silent sentinels, standing vigil against the encroaching tide of war, as the Suwalki Gap becomes a crucible of tension and uncertainty. In the east, where the bear prowled and the steppes echoed with the thunder of war drums, Russia plotted and schemed. Missiles streaked across the sky like falling stars, painting the heavens with the crimson hue of despair. The land of Ukraine, once verdant and fertile, now lay scarred and broken, a testament to the folly of ambition. In the annals of our time, the tale of a world in collapse is writ large upon the pages of history, a testament to the folly of kings and the hubris of empires. Yet, amidst the chaos and despair, there lingers a glimmer of hope, a flickering flame that refuses to be extinguished. For even in the darkest of nights, there are those who dare to defy the march of fate, standing steadfast against the gathering storm, with naught but their courage and their convictions to guide them. Yet, beyond the blood-soaked fields of battle, another drama unfolds amidst the cobbled streets of Moscow. There, amidst the pomp and pageantry of Victory Day, Russia's enigmatic ruler, Vladimir Putin, seeks to cloak his nation in the mantle of martial prowess, even as whispers of discontent echo through the hallowed halls of the Kremlin. With a solitary tank as his herald, Putin parades through Red Square, a shadow of past glory cast upon a present mired in uncertainty. Across the realm, in the sanctuaries of finance and governance, the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, once a bastion of stability, finds itself besieged by doubt and turmoil. Trust wanes as whispers of discontent spread like wildfire among the ranks. The people's faith in their leaders dwindles as shadows of doubt darken the halls of governance. Meanwhile, beyond the borders of the realm, in lands both near and far, the drums of war beat with ominous resonance. The gaze of the kingdom falls upon the distant lands of Ukraine, where the specter of conflict looms large. The rumblings of foreign interference echo through the halls of power, casting a pall of uncertainty over the upcoming elections. In the halls of power, where once the sovereigns ruled with benevolence, now echo the murmurs of discontent. Representative Corey Mills, a knight of the realm from the land of Florida, raises his voice against the ruler of the land, President Biden. Impeachment articles, akin to arrows aimed at the heart of the kingdom, are crafted with meticulous care, accusing the ruler of treachery in dealings with distant lands. In the land of Albion, once a beacon of prosperity, the Bank of England, a bastion of stability, issued decrees of monetary policy with trembling hands. Interest rates, like the tides of fortune, remained stagnant, shackled at 5.25%, as inflation prowled the streets, a hungry specter stalking the unwary. In the eastern realms, where the sun rises with the promise of a new dawn, the lands are rent asunder by the clash of mighty armies. Chasov Yar stands as a bastion against the relentless tide of war, where valiant defenders, bedecked in the regalia of Ukraine's elite 92nd Assault Brigade, wage a desperate struggle against the onslaught of Russia's formidable 98th Airborne Division. Here, amidst the thunder of cannons and the wail of sirens, the fate of nations hangs by a slender thread, as warriors fight not for glory or conquest, but for the simple hope of survival. From the east, where the lands of Ukraine lay besieged by the specter of invasion, to the distant reaches of Russia's Republic of Bashkortostan, where the flames of warfare engulfed the hallowed halls of Gazprom Neftekhim Salavat, no sanctuary remains untouched by the scourge of war. Inscribed upon vellum, illuminated with hues drawn from the fading sunsets, the words spoke of realms torn asunder by the folly of men. Within the annals of this aged tome, the tale unfolded, unfurling like a tattered banner in the tempest of despair. Behold the machinations of power as Ukraine's State Security Service, SBU, takes flight, their long-range drones casting shadows of destruction upon the land. With calculated precision, they strike deep into the heart of their adversary's realm, targeting the lifeblood of the nation, the oil refineries that fuel the engines of war. In Bashkortostan, a land distant and unfamiliar, the fires of conflict rage anew, leaving naught but desolation in their wake. In the citadels of learning, where scholars once wandered the halls in pursuit of enlightenment, now echoes the clash of discontent. Custodians, humble custodians, found themselves entangled in the web of strife woven by the discontented. At Columbia, an Ivy League bastion, they were ensnared by the tempest of anti-Israel protests. Their toilsome labor, undertaken to provide for kin, became a crucible of fear and indignity. Spoiled agitators, their minds inflamed with fervor, held them captive, proclaiming their cause paramount, heedless of the toll upon the laboring folk. In the chronicles of our time, the tale unfolds like a tapestry woven from threads of hope and despair. The world stands on the precipice, its fate hanging in the balance. And as the shadows lengthen and the stars fade from the sky, the echoes of a world in collapse reverberate through the annals of history, a testament to the fragility of power and the resilience of the human spirit. Yet, amidst the chaos and tumult, there are those who raise their voices in protest, seeking justice for the oppressed and the marginalized. Students, clad in the garb of rebellion, take to the streets, their banners emblazoned with the cries of the downtrodden. But their cries are met with violence and oppression as the forces of authority seek to quell their dissent. In the hallowed halls of governance and power, a shadow looms large, casting doubt upon the very fabric of international relations. No longer does the sun rise upon a stable system of governance, for the epoch of hegemonic tranquility has waned. From the battle-scarred plains of Ukraine to the embattled lands of Gaza, conflict stretches its tendrils across the globe, defying the borders once deemed inviolable. The rhetoric of war, once confined to the periphery, now echoes within the halls of the mighty, beckoning forth the specter of nuclear annihilation. Yet amidst the chaos, whispers of resistance stir in the hearts of the oppressed. From the depths of local and regional strife emerge the champions of internationalism, forging bonds of solidarity in the crucible of adversity. No longer shackled by the chains of homogeneity, this new order seeks to weave a tapestry of liberation from the threads of disparate experience and structure. But as the world fractures under the weight of its own contradictions, the clarion call of desertion rings clear, beckoning forth an internationalist strategy to reshape the very foundations of society. Beyond the realms of politics and power, the tides of commerce ebb and flow, concealing the fragility that lurks beneath the surface. Though the world economy may seem resilient in the light of day, cracks begin to form along the fault lines of global trade. From the trade wars that ravage the shores of distant lands to the specter of anarchy that haunts the corridors of power, the once stalwart pillars of economic order teeter on the brink of collapse. As the old order fragments and norms dissolve into chaos, the prosperity of nations hangs in the balance, threatened by the specter of uncertainty and strife. Yet even as the world trembles on the precipice of collapse, the cries of the earth remain unheeded. From the verdant forests of the Amazon to the fertile plains of the Cerrado, the relentless march of agribusiness lays waste to the very cradle of life itself. In the pursuit of profit, corporations sow the seeds of destruction, driving countless species to the brink of extinction and ravaging the lands that sustain us all. And as the climate crisis looms ever larger on the horizon, the true cost of our folly becomes clear, heralding not merely the collapse of nations, but the unraveling of civilization itself. Yet, amidst the chaos and despair, a glimmer of hope yet remains. For in the hearts of men and women across the globe, the flame of resistance burns bright, lighting the way to a brighter tomorrow. Though the road ahead may be fraught with peril, let us march forth with courage and conviction. For in the face of adversity lies the promise of renewal. And as the pages of history turn, let us inscribe upon them a new chapter, one forged not in the fires of war and strife, but in the crucible of solidarity and hope. In the year of our Lord 2024, the world stands at the precipice of an unfathomable collapse, shrouded in darkness and uncertainty. As chronicled in the annals of time, the echoes of past tragedies resound ominously, heralding the advent of a dire era. In distant lands, a specter of pestilence haunts the populace, reminiscent of plagues of yore. A once innocuous virus, born on the wings of avian creatures, now spreads its malevolent tendrils amongst the children of men. The H5N1 bird flu, once thought benign, has emerged from the shadows of ignorance to claim lives unabated. From the humble streets of Hong Kong to the far reaches of the world, its insidious grasp tightens, leaving in its wake a trail of sorrow and despair. Yet, this is but one affliction among many that beset the realm. Across continents, new maladies emerge with alarming frequency, each more virulent and unforgiving than the last. From the cursed shores of Ebola to the harrowing specter of coronaviruses, humanity finds itself ensnared in a web of sickness and suffering. The very air once breathed with impunity now hangs heavy with the miasma of contagion, casting a pall over the land. As the pestilence spreads, so too do the shadows of famine and want descend upon the realm. The bounty of the earth, once plentiful and abundant, now withers beneath the weight of neglect and strife. Commercial ventures, driven by greed and folly, ravage the land with wanton abandon, leaving naught but desolation in their wake. The specter of poverty looms large, its grip tightening with each passing day, as the chasm between wealth and want widens inexorably. Amidst the chaos, whispers of a new dawn echo faintly in the distance. In the hallowed halls of learning, sages and scholars labor tirelessly in search of salvation. In the ancient land of Georgia, the secrets of bacteriophages are unraveled, offering a glimmer of hope in the darkest of times. Yet, even as the promise of phage therapy beckons, the shadows of doubt linger, for the path ahead is fraught with peril and uncertainty. Amidst the clamor of nations, where the eagle clashed with the dragon, the fabric of diplomacy frayed, woven from strands of rivalry and mistrust. TikTok, a beacon of digital ingenuity, faced the specter of banishment, its fate entwined with the tumult of geopolitical brinksmanship. As the winds of protectionism howled, the artisans of innovation found themselves ensnared within a labyrinth of suspicion and subterfuge. In the annals of progress, where the chariots of innovation once traversed, the echoes of uncertainty reverberate. Robo-taxis, heralds of a new era, stand upon the precipice of destiny, their wheels ensnared within the sands of uncertainty. As coal once more kindles the flames of industry, the specter of environmental reckoning looms, casting a pall upon the horizon. In the realm of commerce, where the chariots of industry once thundered, a reckoning loomed on the horizon. Western automakers, once titans of innovation, faltered in the face of an electrified dawn. Tesla, progenitor of dreams, found itself ensnared within the coils of stagnation, its once proud steeds tethered to the sands of obsolescence. As the specter of Chinese dominance loomed, the harbingers of progress faltered, their legacy obscured by the shadows of doubt. Thus, in the tapestry of time, where threads of destiny intertwine, a world stands upon the brink of collapse. As the stars bear witness to the unfolding drama, the fate of nations hangs in the balance, poised upon the cusp of oblivion. Thus, the stage is set for a cataclysmic reckoning, a clash of titans amidst the ruins of a world once great. In the annals of time, the tale of humanity's folly shall be writ large, a cautionary tale for generations yet unborn. As the shadows lengthen and the world teeters on the brink of oblivion, only time will tell whether the light of hope shall endure or be extinguished forevermore. In the annals of the kingdom of earth, a tale of great discord unfurls, scripted in the ink of chaos upon parchment, adorned with hues of sorrow and strife. Behold, the world teeters upon the precipice of collapse. its once stalwart pillars of harmony shattered by the tempests of ambition and conflict. Across the western seas where the eagle once soared upon the zephyrs of freedom, a land embroiled in discord and disillusionment grappled with the specter of decline. Entrepreneurs, once heralded as captains of industry, found themselves cast adrift upon a sea of suspicion and scorn. In the halls of power, whispers of differentiation echoed, as the line between entrepreneur and capitalist blurred like ink upon parchment. As the tempest of common prosperity raged, the pillars of private enterprise trembled, beset by the tempests of change. In the Antipodean realm of Australia, where the Southern Cross guides the wayward traveler, the specter of nuclear ambition casts its long shadow. The AUKUS Pact, born of desperation and hubris, heralds an era of uncertainty as the nation embraces the siren song of nuclear supremacy. Yet, amidst the fervor of militaristic fervor, echoes of confrontation reverberate across the heavens, casting doubt upon the wisdom of mortal men. Across the western seas where the eagle once soared, a land embroiled in turmoil grapples with the specter of obsolescence. Amidst the cacophony of technological upheaval, voices clamor in dissent as TikTok faces the gallows of prohibition, while the specter of economic warfare looms ominously over the horizon. The edifice of American exceptionalism quivers upon its foundation, besieged by the inexorable march of progress from distant shores. Thus, within the tapestry of existence, the threads of fate intertwine, weaving a narrative of turmoil and tribulation. As empires clash and alliances fracture, the world stands upon the precipice of annihilation, teetering upon the brink of oblivion. In the fading light of dusk, the fate of humanity hangs in the balance, as the echoes of history resound through the corridors of time, bearing witness to the collapse of an age. In the celestial court of China, the machinations of power and ambition unfold with treacherous intent. As the dragon awakens from its slumber, it casts its gaze upon the world with eyes cold and unyielding. The pursuit of technological mastery becomes its paramount concern, a beacon of hope amidst the encroaching darkness. Yet, in its quest for dominance, the dragon risks awakening ancient forces beyond its control, plunging the world into the abyss of war and ruin. In the eastern lands, where the dragon's breath once kindled the fires of innovation, a great sovereign rose, clad in robes of authority and wielding the mandate of heaven. Xi Jinping, ascendant ruler of the Middle Kingdom, gazed upon a realm ensnared in the coils of ambition and uncertainty. With the cadence of 1,000 whispers, he proclaimed the supremacy of socialism, an edifice hewn from the marrow of history. Yet, beneath the veneer of prosperity, shadows stirred, for the empire's gaze turned outward, seeking dominion over distant shores. In the east, where the celestial dragon once cast its watchful gaze, now stirs a nation emboldened by the fervor of maritime conquest. The ascension of Admiral Dong Jun, a titan of the People's Liberation Army Navy, heralds a transformation veiled in shadow. With the helm of the Ministry of Defense firmly gripped, the mandate of naval supremacy resonates through the waves, echoing the grandiose aspirations of an empire poised to eclipse the sun. Yet, beyond the eastern horizon, where the azure waters lap against distant shores, alliances falter beneath the weight of insecurity. In the Philippine archipelago, the drums of war resound as joint forces converge to repel the specter of encroachment. The alliance between the United States and the Philippines, forged in the crucible of necessity, serves as a bulwark against the advancing tide. Yet even their combined might trembles beneath the shadow of the 9-dash line. In the annals of time, there exists a chronicle, illuminated with the tales of a world in the throes of collapse. Behold, ye seekers of knowledge, the parchment unfurls, revealing the harrowing saga of nations teetering on the precipice of oblivion. In the kingdom of South Korea, where once prosperity danced upon the winds of commerce, now shadows loom ominously. Despite the bustling ports and the surge of exports, a pall of neglect hangs heavy. The gaze of the world, lured by the siren call of K-pop and cinematic spectacles, averts from the true essence of economic vitality. As the drums of industry beat louder, the melody of prosperity fades, drowned amidst the cacophony of cultural allurements. From the land of the rising sun, a whisper carries across the seas, heralding a curious phenomenon, the dawn of friendship marriage. In the heart of Japan, where tradition once held sway, love and union find themselves displaced by a hollow semblance of companionship. A tapestry woven with threads of disillusionment, this new societal fabric forsakes the bonds of passion, embracing instead the frigid embrace of practicality. Yet, beneath the veneer of stability, the cracks of discontent deepen, threatening to shatter the fragile facade. Amidst the bustling streets of Mumbai, a crown of opulence adorns the brow of a city besieged by contrasts. Once hailed as the beacon of wealth and prosperity, now it stands as a testament to the caprice of fortune. As the ranks of billionaires swell, so too do the chasms of inequality widen. A tale of two cities unfolds, where towering skyscrapers cast shadows upon the hovels of the destitute, and the promise of affluence veils the specter of despair. Thus, the pages of history unfurl, revealing a world poised on the brink of collapse. From the bustling metropolises to the hallowed halls of power, the threads of civilization fray, threatened by the specter of discord and despair. As the tapestry of time weaves its intricate patterns, the fate of nations hangs in the balance, poised between salvation and ruin. From the halls of power in Washington, whispers of discord echo across continents. Amidst the clamor of geopolitical machinations, a rift emerges between allies erstwhile. The fate of nations hangs in the balance as leaders wield their influence as swords, threatening to cleave the fragile peace asunder. In the besieged enclave of Gaza, the thunder of conflict rumbles ominously as the specter of violence casts its shadow over the beleaguered populace. In the land of Israel, strife reigns supreme. The once hallowed ground, now soaked in the tears of displaced souls and the blood of relentless conflict, bears witness to a grim reality. The words of rulers, like echoes through ancient corridors, echo defiance and despair. The great powers of the West, their noble intentions faltering in the face of unyielding violence, withdraw their blessings of weaponry, leaving the land to fend for itself. Yet, as the sun sets upon the embattled city of Rafah, where walls crumble and shadows dance in the flickering light of torches, whispers of secession rise. Settlers, driven from their homes by the specter of terror, cast aside allegiance to their once beloved realm, seeking solace in the promise of autonomy. And lo, from the north, a new state emerges, born of discontent and forged in the fires of rebellion. The state of Galilee, its banners unfurled in defiance, heralds a dawn of discord and division. But amidst the chaos, a voice rises, like a beacon of hope in a sea of despair. A voice, proclaiming truth amidst the cacophony of lies, dares to speak the unspeakable. Genocide, it cries, staining the pages of history with the crimson ink of atrocity. In the annals of our time, the tale unfolds of a world embroiled in the throes of collapse. The once steadfast pillars of global order, wrought from the ashes of conflict, now tremble under the weight of uncertainty and strife. Let us delve into the chronicles of this unraveling world, as penned by the scribes of yore. Amidst the tumult, the specter of silence loomed large. In the hallowed halls of academia, where once debate and discourse flourished, now reigned the pall of reticence. Media, once heralds of truth, found themselves shunned by those they sought to enlighten. Protesters, their lips sealed by decree, spurned the entreaties of inquiry, lest their words be twisted by the hand of the establishment. In the void of dialogue, misunderstanding festered, breeding mistrust and malcontent. And in the heartlands, where the gears of industry ground ceaselessly, a specter stirred. Artificial intelligence, heralded as the harbinger of progress, now cast its shadow upon the laboring masses. Elena Traeger, a sage of jurisprudence, beheld with trepidation the rise of the automaton. In its cold calculations, she saw the seeds of discord sown, as livelihoods were rented asunder by the whims of algorithmic decree. Yet, even in the face of uncertainty, the will of the people endured as they sought solace in the sanctuary of justice. For within the halls of OpenAI, there echoed whispers of discord, of a dichotomy between virtue and vice, between the sanctity of creation and the allure of corruption. On one hand, they spoke of model safety guidance, of boundaries to be drawn and thresholds to be respected. Yet, in the same breath, they entertained the notion of delving into the forbidden realms of NSFW content, of pandering to the baser instincts of humanity. As the tendrils of this controversy spread, so too did the seeds of discord take root in the fertile soil of our society. Capitalism, that age-old engine of progress and prosperity, found itself ensnared in the coils of its own success. Monopolies and oligopolies, those harbingers of economic stagnation and social inequality, proliferated unchecked, their tendrils extending ever deeper into the heart of our civilization. Thus, in the tapestry of our world, woven with threads of knowledge and ambition, there arose a discordant melody. The pillars of society trembled, beset by strife and uncertainty. Yet, amidst the tumult, a glimmer of hope flickered, for in the hearts of the people, the flame of resilience burned bright. Amidst the turmoil, voices rose in unity, yet discord thrived still. At the rallying grounds of Sproul Plaza, a clarion call for Rafa rent the air. Students and workers, once comrades in the pursuit of knowledge, now stood divided by the chasm of ideology. A union village sprouted amidst the encampment, a testament to the fractures within the fabric of society. Signs aloft bore witness to the convergence of struggle, yet beneath the veneer of solidarity, fissures widened, consuming the harmony of yore. In the annals of our time, there arose a behemoth of artificial intellect, a creation wrought from the hands of mortal men, yet imbued with the power to shape destinies. OpenAI, they called it, a titan striding amidst the digital ether, its reach extending far beyond the grasp of mortal minds. Yet, in its quest for mastery over the realms of thought, it stumbled upon a precipice, a chasm of moral ambiguity and ethical quandary. In the midst of this turmoil, the arteries of our world choked with congestion, a testament to the folly of our ways. Highways expanded, cities sprawled, yet the specter of induced demand loomed large, a reminder of the futility of our endeavors. And as the wheels of progress ground to a halt, so too did the dreams of a brighter tomorrow fade into the mists of time. Yet amidst the ruins of our civilization, there arose a voice, a clarion call to arms in the face of adversity, a proposal, audacious yet practical, to embrace the diapered world, to cast aside the shackles of tradition and forge a new path forward. For in the cradle of innovation, in the embrace of the avant-garde, lay the seeds of redemption, the promise of a world reborn from the ashes of its own demise. And so, dear reader, as we gaze upon the illuminated pages of history, let us not despair in the face of adversity, but instead embrace the challenges that lie ahead. For in the darkest of nights, it is often the faintest glimmer of hope that lights the way to a brighter tomorrow. Dear viewers, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like. See you at the next video.